Have you ever found yourself glued to the screen, watching those intense Navy SEAL documentaries? You know the ones, where these elite warriors are pushing their limits, crawling through mud, leaping out of helicopters, and braving the most extreme environments on the planet. It's almost impossible not to be in awe of what they do. These guys are the definition of tough. Their training is legendary, grueling, relentless, and designed to break even the strongest. They're not just running obstacle courses or lifting weights, they're swimming for miles in freezing water, diving deep into pitch-black oceans, and operating in conditions that would make most of us want to quit before we even started. Whether it's the dead of night or the crushing pressure of the deep sea, they keep going. But there's one thing about their training that always leaves me absolutely stunned. Their ability to hold their breath underwater. I'm not talking about a quick dip in the pool either. I mean, these guys can stay submerged for what feels like an eternity. We're talking minutes here, sometimes 3, 4, even 5 minutes or more. Imagine that. Most people start to panic after just 30 seconds. But for SEALs, it's just another day at the office. Now you might be sitting there thinking, Mike, I can barely hold my breath for a minute in the bathtub before I'm gasping for air. And honestly, you're not alone. I've tried it myself. Filled up the tub, took a deep breath, and before I knew it, I was spluttering and reaching for the surface. Most people are in the same boat. It's actually pretty funny when you get a group of friends together and everyone tries to see who can last the longest. Usually it ends with a lot of laughter and some dramatic gasping for air. It's a challenge, and it feels almost impossible. But here's the thing. SEALs have a secret weapon. And no, it's not some high-tech piece of equipment or a fancy breathing apparatus. It's not a trick or a shortcut. It's something much more fascinating. This secret weapon is actually built right into their bodies. And here's the kicker, you have it too. That's right, it's not exclusive to elite soldiers or Olympic swimmers. Every single one of us is born with it, whether we realize it or not. It's called the mammalian dive reflex. Sounds like something out of a science textbook, doesn't it? But it's real. And it's powerful. It's a natural response that kicks in when your face hits cold water, slowing your heart rate and helping your body conserve oxygen. SEALs just know how to train it and use it to their advantage. So stick with me, because we're about to dive into the science behind this incredible reflex, and I promise, it's going to change the way you think about your own body's hidden potential. See, humans, we're land mammals. We walk upright, we build our homes on solid ground, and we spend most of our lives with our feet firmly planted on the earth. Our bodies are designed for life above the surface, breathing in the open air, feeling the wind on our faces. We're not like fish or dolphins gliding effortlessly through the water, but even though we're not aquatic creatures, there's something fascinating hidden deep within us. A connection to the water that goes back thousands, even millions of years. We like our air and we like it often. Every few seconds we take a breath without even thinking about it. It's automatic, a rhythm that keeps us alive. Our lungs expand, our chests rise, and oxygen rushes in to fuel every cell in our bodies. Breathing is so natural, so constant, that we rarely stop to appreciate just how vital it is. But what happens when we step out of our comfort zone, when we leave the land behind and slip beneath the surface of the water? Way back when our ancestors, they spent a lot more time in the water than we do today. Imagine early humans living near rivers, lakes, and coastlines, relying on the water for food, for travel, and for survival. They learned to swim, to dive, and to hold their breath for longer and longer periods. Over generations, these watery adventures shaped our bodies and our minds, leaving behind traces of our aquatic past. And over time, they developed this amazing ability to conserve oxygen when they went under. It wasn't just about holding their breath, it was about transforming their bodies into efficient underwater machines. When submerged, their heart rate slowed, their blood flow changed, and their bodies adapted to make the most of every precious breath. This wasn't just a skill, it was a survival mechanism, passed down through countless generations. That's the mammalian dive reflex in a nutshell. It's a built-in response that kicks in the moment our faces touch cold water. It's not unique to humans. Seals, whales, and dolphins have it too. But what's truly remarkable is that even though we've evolved to live on land, This ancient reflex is still alive inside us, ready to be triggered whenever we dive beneath the surface. It's like a switch that flips in our brains when we're submerged, telling our bodies to slow down and save energy. Our heart rate drops, sometimes by half, and our bodies instinctively prioritize the most important organs, like the brain and the heart, making sure they get the oxygen they need. It's a powerful automatic response that helps us stay underwater longer than we ever thought possible. Blood flow gets redirected to vital organs, ensuring that even when oxygen is scarce, the parts of us that matter most are protected. Our bodies become more efficient, using less energy and conserving every last bit of oxygen. It's a bit like having a hidden superpower, one that only reveals itself when we take the plunge. And we become super efficient breath holders. Pretty cool, huh? But wait, there's more. This reflex isn't just for elite athletes or professional divers. It's something we all have, no matter our age or experience. With a little practice, anyone can tap into this ancient ability and discover just how long they can hold their breath, how calm they can feel underwater, and how connected they are to their distant aquatic ancestors. Because this reflex, it's not just some ancient leftover. It's a living part of our biology, a reminder of where we came from and what we're capable of. Scientists are still studying it, uncovering new secrets about how our bodies adapt to the challenges of the underwater world. And every time we dive, we're taking part in a tradition that stretches back to the very beginning of our species. It's still there, in all of us, just waiting to be activated. So next time you take a deep breath and slip beneath the surface, remember, you're not just holding your breath, you're awakening a hidden part of your human story, connecting with the water in a way that's both ancient and extraordinary. Remember that feeling when you jump into a cold pool? That gasp you take? That's your mammalian dive reflex kicking in. See, the nerves in our face, they're super sensitive to cold water. When that cold water hits, it sends a signal to our brain and boom, dive reflex activated. Our heart rate slows, blood vessels constrict, and our bodies go into oxygen-saving mode. It's like our ancestors are giving us a high five from the evolutionary past, saying, hey, you might be on land now, but we've got your back, or should I say your lungs, when you need us. Now let's talk about the diaphragm for a second. You know, that big muscle that sits under your lungs, it's the workhorse of breathing. But when the dive reflex kicks in, the diaphragm does something pretty amazing. It actually contracts and stays contracted. This creates pressure in the chest cavity, which helps to keep the lungs from collapsing under the pressure of the water. Think of it like an internal weight belt, helping you stay submerged. And that's not all. The diaphragm also plays a key role in something called the splenic contraction. And trust me, this is where things get really wild. Turns out we've got this hidden oxygen reserve tank inside of us, right next to our spleen. You heard me right, the spleen, that organ you probably never think about. Well, when the dive reflex is activated, the spleen contracts, and guess what it releases? Oxygen-rich red blood cells. It's like a secret stash of oxygen, just waiting to be tapped into. This extra oxygen can make a big difference when you're trying to hold your breath, giving your body that extra boost it needs. So we've got this ancient reflex, a super-powered diaphragm, and a secret oxygen reserve. Pretty impressive, right? But how do we stack up against the pros, the real underwater athletes? Okay, so we've established that humans have some pretty cool breath-holding abilities thanks to our evolutionary past. It's actually kind of amazing when you think about it. Our bodies are equipped with a built-in dive response that kicks in the moment we hold our breath and submerge ourselves in water. Our heart rate slows down, blood flow is redirected to our vital organs, and we can even suppress our urge to breathe for a surprisingly long time. This is all thanks to adaptations that our ancestors developed over thousands of years, probably from a time when being able to dive for food or escape danger was a real advantage. But let's be real, as impressive as that is, we're no match for the true masters of the deep, marine mammals. These animals have taken breath-holding to a whole new level. Dolphins, seals, and whales have evolved in ways that make our best efforts look like a warm-up. Their entire bodies are built for life underwater. And their breath-holding skills are just one part of a much bigger survival toolkit. Just check this out. Humans can usually hold their breath for like 30 to 90 seconds on average, depending on your fitness level and how much you've practiced. Most of us, if we really try, can maybe stretch it to a minute or a minute and a half before that burning urge to breathe kicks in. It's a fun party trick. And for some, it's a serious sport. Free diving competitions push the limits of what's possible for the human body. And if you're really pushing it, maybe up to 4 minutes. That's the kind of time elite freedivers can achieve after years of training, learning to relax their bodies and minds, and mastering techniques to maximize their oxygen use. The current world record for static apnea, holding your breath without moving, is over 11 minutes, but that's with pure oxygen beforehand. For most of us, 4 minutes is already superhuman. But seals? They can go for 20 to 30 minutes on average, and they do it without any special training or preparation. For them, it's just another day at the office. Seals dive deep into the ocean, searching for fish and squid, and they can stay underwater for what seems like an eternity compared to us. Their bodies are designed to conserve oxygen, slow their heart rates dramatically, and even collapse their lungs to avoid damage from the pressure. And sometimes, up to 2 hours. That's right. Some species of seals have been recorded holding their breath for nearly 2 hours straight. Imagine not taking a single breath for the entire length of a feature film. It's almost hard to believe, but it's a normal part of their lives. They use this superpower to evade predators, hunt for food, and travel long distances beneath the ice. Whales are even more impressive, holding their breath for 30 to 90 minutes depending on the species. Sperm whales, for example, are the true champions. They can dive to incredible depths, sometimes over a mile down, and stay there for over an hour. These giants of the ocean have to be able to hold their breath for a long time to hunt for squid in the pitch-black depths. With a maximum of about 2 hours, that's the upper limit for some of the largest whales like the sperm whale. They can disappear beneath the waves and not come up for air until nearly 2 hours later. It's a feat that's hard to wrap your head around, especially when you compare it to what humans can do. Yeah, you see those numbers? The difference is staggering. On a simple chart, our best efforts barely register compared to the average seal or whale. It's like comparing a casual jogger to an Olympic marathon runner, except the marathon is underwater, and the stakes are survival. Seals and whales, they're playing a whole different ballgame. Their bodies are built for endurance, efficiency, and survival in an environment that would overwhelm us in minutes. They've got tricks we can only dream of, like storing extra oxygen in their muscles, slowing their heart rates to just a few beats per minute, and even shutting down parts of their bodies to save energy. They've got physiological adaptations that make our abilities look like child's play. Their blood can carry more oxygen, their muscles are packed with special proteins that store it, and their lungs are designed to collapse safely under pressure. Scientists study these animals to learn more about how we might one day improve our own abilities, or even develop new medical treatments. But hey, we're all just trying to survive out here, right? Whether you're a human holding your breath for a swim across the pool, or a seal diving for your next meal, or a whale plunging into the abyss, it's all about adapting to your environment. And while we may not be the champions of the breath-holding world, we can still marvel at the incredible abilities of our fellow creatures, and maybe, just maybe, be inspired to push our own limits a little further. Alright, enough talk about science and marine mammals. Let's do a little experiment, shall we? I want you to try holding your breath twice. Once normally and once after splashing cold water on your face. Ready? Go. How'd you do? Notice a difference? Chances are, you were able to hold your breath a little longer after the cold water splash. That's your mammalian dive reflex at work. Now imagine taking this knowledge, this understanding of your own body, and pushing it to the absolute limit. That's what Navy SEALs do. They train relentlessly to control their breathing, to activate their dive reflex, and to maximize their oxygen efficiency. They practice in pools, in the ocean, in all sorts of conditions, pushing themselves further and further. They're not superhuman, They've just learned to tap into the hidden potential that lies within all of us. It's a testament to the power of human adaptability and the incredible things we're capable of when we put our minds and bodies to the test. So, there you have it. The secret's out. You don't have to be a Navy SEAL to tap into your inner breath-holding champion. Try experimenting with cold water, practice your breath-holding techniques, and see how long you can go. And hey, while you're at it, share your results. Let's see what you've got. You never know, you might just surprise yourself. And who knows, maybe you've got a little bit of SEAL in you after all.